Hey, high school sports fans, welcome to 806 High School Sports Connection. I'm Victor Hatchett with my co-host Jason Pearson, and we're about to give you some more rundown on the high school previews. The first previews that we're going to go over today is the top 5 players for week 1.
That's right.
Jay, give it to us.
Let's start off with the top 5 players week 1. Obviously, we're going to go over the players that we're not going to talk about in the top 10 games week 1. Every game's an important game to everybody, but we just highlighted 10. But let's start off with a guy that I'm looking at this year to have a big year for the Crabbington Chieftains, Timothy Childers. Timothy Childers steps in. His first game he stepped in was against Bovina last year in district. Had 132 yards and a touchdown. Didn't even have a varsity jersey or a varsity helmet. And showed up and showed out, as they say. So I'm thinking him starting, obviously with the tag team combo, Elliot Rios and Tanner Clark. Crabbington's in for some good things this year. And I didn't want to say this earlier, but I think they're going to be better than they were last year.
Wow.
And could you have thought that, Vic?
Hey, that's really big there, considering the season they had last year. And it's going to be real interesting to see because, you know, they bring back their whole offensive line. And what a massive offensive line they have, man, to open up holes for those good backs. So it's going to be a good season for the Crabbington Chieftains this year.
I think Brandon Rogers knows he got something cooking in the oven. Just give us a piece of it. We ain't tripping. All right, the second player, let's talk about Bryson Calloway. Littlefield Wildcats. You know, he's going to have to take more of a leadership, more of an assertive role this year because he doesn't have Dontre Ewing or DeMondre Moore in the backfield. A lot more sharing with a couple of more new tailbacks coming in. But I think he's going to have to take on a bigger role passing and running this year. I think he's, able to handle it, as good as he did in the baseball playoffs and, took it to the championship game. They lost, but he showed some leadership there, so it should just, roll right over to the football field and Littlefield coach you. What do you think about Bryson?
Hey, man, wish a lot of luck to that good young man. Every young man that's, in this list or just playing football, period, you wish the best for them this year and pray that they stay safe. And, hey, let's get ready for this first week.
Let's do it. Our third player, DJ McKnight. Wellington Skyrockets. I call him, a little power punch. He's little, but he packed a punch. Fast, elusive. Yeah. Maybe the best returner in the 806 by a long shot.
Wow.
You give him a little room, he'll take it to the house. I think, him running, him and Jose Tellis, I think that will determine how far Wellington goes. They'll play Childress. Remember last year, Childress knocked them off in Wellington. So will they do the same when they go back to Childress? We'll see how that turns out. Number 4. Thinking Gabriel Chico from Friona.
Wow.
Had an explosive year last year. When I went to visit him, like I told you before, he's a big-time tailback. Big. 6'2", 190. He can run. He's pretty fast. The leader, Coach Arias, as you said in the preview show, he's going to need him to step up. It's his first year coaching there. For them to get rolling, he's going to need a good game in that first week. And 5, let's talk about Jalen Nolan from Brownfield. What do you got on him, Vic?
Hey, man, this young man here is electric. Probably one of the best quarterbacks in the 806, man. And he's getting a lot of recognition and a lot of looks, man. As a sophomore in high school, he's still young, still got a lot to learn. But, hey, that young guy has a bright future.
One thing that I noticed that it's a lot of stories I read now, and it's been a year since that thing happened in Brownfield. We need to quit rehashing that. I don't know. I read a story about him getting some looks and saying he was a starter because a certain player was arrested. What does that got to do with him?
Exactly.
Starting and playing. If you really want to do it right and be professional, you say he's coming in starting as a freshman, and that's it. Yeah. And he turned a lot of eyes, obviously. Texas, SMU, and Kansas came to visit him. 15. He's going to have a great year. Just pray he stays healthy. Keep God first. Be humble in that classroom. Yeah. All right, when we come back off break, we're going to jump into our Big 10, top 10 games for week 1. Victor Hatchett, Jason Pearson, 806 HSC TV. We'll be back.
Hey, high school sports fans, welcome back to 806 High School Sports Connection. I'm Victor Hatchett with my co-host Jason Pearson, and we're about to give you the top 5 games in the top 10 rundown of week 1.
Yes.
Hey, Jason, man, it's been a long off season and we're back.
Yeah.
Hey, man, give us the rundown on those top 5 games.
How about, before we get started, how about Coach Strong kicking it off Thursday night, Sweetwater, Plains Capital Park, 7:15.
Wow.
That's a big game. Also, Tascosa will be playing Caprock on Thursday. Sundown will be playing Wheeler, and Sundown, Coach Steve Smith starting his second year in Sundown, as you stated in the preview show. So,
yeah.
Good luck to all the 806 teams. We rooting for you. We'll be at the Lubbock High vs. Sweetwater game. Let's start off with our first game. Remember, it's no particular order. Plainview and Randall. Canyon Randall. In Plainview. What a game to start off the season for both of those teams. You got Trendon Jackson taking over for Plainview, Coach Rhodes. Great team, great expectations. They always have 3 or 4 running backs, so it's not just Trendon, it's Trendon and friends. They're going to be coming at you. Canyon Randall went to the state quarterfinals last year. Coach Wood, Brian Wood, Logan Nix, Cade Satterwhite, Logan Nix, they're going to be good too this year.
Yeah.
They only have 7 starters coming back, but Canyon Randall always is loaded, as is Canyon too. So, what do you think about this game in Plainview to start off Bulldog Stadium?
Wow, man, what a great matchup to start the football season up. That's what it's all about, man. You want to get right off the bat and see what your team going to have throughout the season.
Yeah.
And this will be a great test for the Plainview Bulldogs and the Roundel Raiders.
Man.
What a matchup, man. I am really excited to see this matchup.
What a matchup. And you know, if things fall certain ways,
Yeah.
we may see that again in 3 months.
Yes, we may.
Woo! Let's jump into our second game. Ballyhoo game. Big time game, a lot to prove here. Bushland and Canadian.
Wow.
Let's rephrase that. Bushland and the number 2 ranked team in the nation for small schools, Canadian. Wildcats. 2 dangerous quarterbacks. Cameron Mathis for Bushland. You have Tanner Schaefer for Canadian. Woo! Just a quarterback matchup. Boston Andrews, tailback, and you got Chance Cook at tailback. Sawyer Cook at wide receiver. Man, this game is going to be nice. Canadian won it last year, 44-27 in Bushland. This is in Canadian. I think Bushland, Coach Thomas, as you stated, a great coach. I think they've came a long way. You know, they finished 5-6 last year. I think they're going to be better than that. You know, I see them maybe going, 7-3. You know, during the season. I see them winning 1 for a D2. This is a big test for them, even though it's a 2A. You can't look at Canadian as a 2A. What do you think about this game, Victor?
Hey, man, you know, it's going to be, I guess I'm going to repeat myself throughout the show, you know, man. Anytime these young men get out and under those Friday night lights and perform, man, it's a great opportunity for the coaches and the kids, you know. And, man, I'm just wanting to sit back and watch that one. That's going to be interesting to see because you got the defending champs.
Yes.
Opening up the season with Bushland. And Bushland's no slouch. They'll come in and it's going to be real competitive, man. You know, it's going to be a game to see.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Get your popcorn ready.
Oh, yeah. Get it popped, man. Both of their jerseys and helmets are outstanding, too. Yes, I know y'all like to look at that, too. Bushland's ready to roll. Let's look at our third game. Stratford, Elks, coming in. Coach Loverton his first year. And Sunray, Coach Haberther. You know, Sunray last year went, 2 rounds deep in the playoffs. Stratford went 2 rounds deep also. And I think I'm looking at this game because Sunray's picked to win District 1, 2A, D2. Stratford, you don't know where they can finish. They can finish second, first, or third in that district they have. You know, Stratford is, yoked in tradition. I think this is going to be a great game. What do you think about this game?
Hey, man, here we go again. Another good matchup. You know, if you made this top 10 matchups, man, that every one of those games, no disrespect to any other of the games that's going on Friday, the first week, but, man, if you made this matchup, it's going to be something to see, man. I advise all those fans out there to get out there and go support all these young men and show them love.
Got to.
You got to show them love.
I want to see how Ethan Brotherton's going to do at running back. Yes. Julio Calderon for Sunray. We got Ty Hess, a wide receiver, coming back. Had a great playoff game against New Deal. It's going to be a great game right here.
Yes,
Let's see what Jack McBride can do in the second year. Quarterback, Gage Brook, and tailback. Let's jump to our fourth game. What a game it is. Levelland versus Muleshoe. My goodness. Danny Campos at quarterback. Nick Gerber at quarterback. Josh Lopez at tailback for Muleshoe. Quaylen over there for Levelland. Wide receiver, you got Jason Flores and Tandon Jones for Levelland. And Keaton Williams for Levelland making his first start since he was a freshman.
Wow.
I don't know if there'll be much defense played in that game, but it's going to be lights out. Don't forget Levelland's opening up their new stadium.
Wow.
What a game here, man. Give me a rundown on Levelland and Muleshoe, 2 potential deep playoff teams this year.
Oh, yes, indeed. It was a great matchup last year. It was a barn burner last year. Muleshoe slipped by. It's going to be interesting to see old Nick Gerber.
Ooh.
Oh, man, it's been a lot of talk on him in this offseason.
Yes,
so it's time to put all the talk to rest and go to work.
Yes,
it's going to be interesting. He got some weapons, man. He got a 6'6" receiver coming in. And then, Tandon Jones, what kind of pedigree he has from his brother last year, who had a great all-state season. And so it's going to be real interesting to see. And how about Levelland Lobos getting a brand new football stadium coming in this year? And we had an opportunity to take a look at that stadium, and it's one of the better stadiums in the 806. So I'm excited for the Levelland Lobos and the Muleshoe News. It's going to be a good year.
It's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into our last game in this segment, number 5. Another traditional game. Abernathy opening up their new stadium, new field, against the Post Antelopes.
Wow.
The Antelope battle is here.
Yes, it is.
And instead of the last game, it's the first game, but it still means everything to both of those schools.
Yes, it does.
Camry Gilbert, Austin Reed for Post. Then you got Trey Bender making his first start at quarterback. Moving for wide receiver, Sawyer Knight. Pando was pounding that ball against Seagraves. What a game this is going to be. Coach Daly, he's going to see if he can open up his new field with a win. What do you think about that game?
Hey, man, all I can do is smile about that matchup right there, man. The Antelope battle, like you said, man, and it's going to be good to see because both of those programs are rich, traditional programs, man.
Yes,
good programs, real playoff bound every year.
Yep.
So to open up the season against each other, who want them horns? Who want those antlers? Who want those antlers this year? You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Man, what a game. And we're about to go on break, but there's some games that we missed. Estacado and Hereford is going to be a good game to see how their sophomore quarterback comes in and their tailback, Tyrese Nathan, how Marcel Werder comes back. He didn't get to play for injury yet last year. And how does Hereford respond? That was a heck of a game last year.
Yes, it was.
They had to pull it out at the end, Jalen Tennyson, with a touchdown pass at the end to pull it out to Jackson. So when we come back out break, we'll jump into our 6 through 10 top 10 games of week 1. Jason Pearson, Victor Hatchett, 806 HSC TV. We'll be right back.
Hey, high school sports fans, welcome back to 806 High School Sports Connection. I'm Victor Hatchett with my co-host Jason Pearson, and we're going to give you the third segment of our Week 1 preview.
Yes, sir.
And it's the last segment of the top 5 games for Week 1. Jason, give us the rundown.
All right, like we say, there were some games missed. I really think Friendship is going to give it to El Paso Burgess, so we didn't put that in. You know, it's just, it's a lot of good games out there. We just had to narrow it down. You know, Brownfield and Fort Stockton. I think Brownfield will avenge that loss they had last year. Last year it was Jalen Owens' first ever start when he was 14. This year he's ready to go. Alex McCrary is injured. You know, he injured his hand, had to get 60 stitches. So hopefully he'll get better, man, because you know they're going to need you for basketball because he's lights out on that basketball court. But he'll be back after 2 weeks. Let's jump into a game that just happened maybe 4 days ago.
Wow.
You know, Seagraves was going to play Midland Christian. Then they called the game off. Then they were going to play Midland Christian JV. They called that off. And then Tuesday, the deadline to get a game in for Week 1, they get a call from Cedar Hill Trinity Christian. Tavion Carter. Dangerous tailback for Cedar Hill Trinity Christian. And that's all we know on them. We also know this. They're the #1 ranked team in tabs. Great team.
Yeah.
So, and they'll be playing that game Friday night at 7:30 at Shotwell Stadium in Abilene,
Wow.
a neutral site. I want to say this was one of the top 10 games I was telling you because what Coach Herford to take that game, just to take that game, shows some moxie on the Seagraves Eagle part. It shows that I think they're trying to get better. They're trying to win the state title this year.
Yeah.
You know, for them to get better like that, to take a game like that, you know, and I hope they stay safe and don't get hurt because there's some big boys out there at Cedar Hill Trinity Christian.
Yeah.
So give me a rundown on that game and taking that game and what that's going to do for them down the road.
Hey, man, I believe that, you know, every opportunity that a coach takes to play good teams, high-ranking teams, I think it does great for your program. I think it measures your program and see where your young men are at and what you maybe need to work on. I mean, I would never shy away from competition.
Yeah.
That's the way I was brought up and taught. And I want to play the toughest, so I can see what I need to work on and what we need to get together. So I think it was a great move by Seagraves to take that game, and you wish them well. You wish both teams well. You know, we don't know much about Cedar Hill team, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a real competitive game.
Yeah, well, and I want to see. I'm anxious to see. I won't be at that game. I'm anxious to see how Joseph Guerrero does in his first start coming off of JV this year. The junior. It's prime time now, bro. It's prime time.
Yeah,
but there's players all around him. You
exactly.
know, Skylar Clark and Quay Williams and Richard Longoria, who had a 65-yard run in that scrimmage. Richard Longoria, I really telling him and Pignon are going to be the keys to them winning to a state championship because that's where they want to be.
Exactly.
Those two guys are going to be the key to me on that whole team, including Corey Kyle. I think it's going to be Pignon and Richard Longoria. What can they do in space? Can they make it happen?
Right.
Let's jump into our second game, seventh game, Lamesa versus Roosevelt.
Wow.
Coach James out there for Lamesa Golden Twins. They had a rough year last year.
Yeah.
You know, Heath Darrington's back. You know, Jesse Villarreal at offensive guard. You know, I think they're going to be a little better this year. Are they going to be good enough to beat Roosevelt? Roosevelt comes in. Isaiah Montgomery's injured. He won't be back till Week 3. He had a high ankle sprain.
Wow.
So, but Cooksy's going to take over running back, and he scored, you know, in the New Deal Roosevelt scrimmage we went to go see.
Oh, okay.
You know, Coach Garrett's looking good. Coach Garrett got some receivers, you know, Trey Bass, he's got a couple receivers on the end, so they're still going to put up some points.
Yeah.
And it's at home. So I put this there because I want to see how both teams do. I'm interested. You know, Coach Contrusi and Roosevelt, they kind of got some expectations this year. Not under the radar anymore.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of expected to make the playoffs this year. It's not, we hope we get in. They should get in as a 3 or 4 seed. It may be hard their offense does well. What do you think about those two teams?
I like that matchup. I think it's a real good matchup. Like you said, both programs kind of struggled down the stretch last year.
Yes.
And so it's going to be a good game to see right there to kind of measure where both programs are at coming into 2015.
That's right. And let's jump into our 8th game. Big game. Lubbock Cooper versus Idalou.
Wow.
How about Idalou taking that game? First off, you know, to schedule that for Coach Lochner, you say that's a darn good coach out there.
Yeah.
For Idalou. Coach Cat, one of the, you know, good friends of the program.
Yeah.
A great coach, very professional. They got Seth Day coming in from Iran, his first start. You know, you went to go check him out there at Plains Capital Park for their scrimmage against Coronado. Idalou, you know their pedigree, you know what they're going to do, you know how they're going to do it, and you still can't stop it.
Yeah.
You know, Branch Shilling's a great tailback, Kirkpatrick, Ty Nichols, and they've got some more weapons. You know, Idalou, when I went to go watch them in practice, they got a lot more weapons this year. It's not just them. They got a couple of faster tailbacks that'll come in and, you know, give some breaks to Brent. You know, he won't be, you know, a little tired this year. Got to hold on to the football and not fumble. He fumbled a little bit last year. But I think they're going to be fine. This is a great game here at Pirate Stadium to open up the season. What do you think about that?
Hey, I like, you know, this matchup is a good matchup, you know. Idalou, real competitive.
Yes.
Great tradition down in Idalou. And what can you say about Cooper? You know, Coach Cal Winkle, man, he does a great job with those young men, man. Like you said, we had an opportunity to go out and watch them scrimmage Friday against Coronado.
Yes.
Real good scrimmage. Both teams look really well. Seth Davey, what can I say about this young man? I was really impressed with that young man. He's very accurate.
Yes, he was.
And he's real poised in the pocket. He's not in a hurry. He takes his time, and I believe he's going to have a great season for the Cooper Pirates this year.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah.
And pressure's not on him, but
no, not
that schedule is murderous.
Yeah.
Just right out the bat.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna see Idalou. Then you'll play at Canyon Randall. Then you got Friendship at home. Then you got Stephenville here.
Wow.
So we'll know after 4 games where Cooper is staying.
Yeah.
And that's hell of a scheduling from Cooper. Love that.
Yeah, that's great.
Maybe the toughest out of district scheduling 806, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe so, man. You know, you can't ask for much more than that, man. What a job by Coach Cal Winkle again.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give him credit for going out and scheduling these type of games to prepare their team for the long haul. That's what it does.
That's right, man, because like we said, those first 5 games or 6 games, depending on what district you're in, are a dress rehearsal.
Yes, they
for
are.
the show, the district play. Let's jump into game 9. I'm interested to see this game, Odessa High and Monterey.
Wow.
Odessa High, always good. Runs the ball hard to beat Monterey last year, but Monterey's got that intrigue around them this year.
Yeah,
you know, David Smith comes over, Estacado. Heard he's starting.
Yeah, wow.
And he's good. Yeah. Baylor Mitchell. You know, you got Trent Ward at the wide receiver and cornerback. Trey Manahan. Corbin Whitfield. Monterey's got some weapons this year, and I'm thinking this might be the year they kind of, you know, harness those weapons and get it going with some W's. Not a 4-6, maybe a, you know, 6-4, 7-3 season. You know, maybe better because Coach Hutch is a, you know, 2-time state champion coach. He's got the pedigree. He just needs the players. And I think the addition of David Smith was monstrous. Monstrous.
Yeah.
You know, but like you say, man, you know, one thing is it's on the field's okay, but off the field you got to be better than you are on the field.
Yeah.
So we're all watching for that. Every player.
Yeah.
Don't forget that, man. Football can't save you from academics.
No,
it can't save you from attitude.
It can't.
You know, because, you know, you can do good here and you know, recruiter come see you. First thing they're going to ask for is your transcript. They're not going to ask for your highlight film. They already saw that, and they honestly may not even care. They want to see how good you are in academics. So if you're not good in academics or your attitude, you don't understand how much coaches' power they have. You know, if they say, recruit say, this kid, he's good, but, so they say, but, they're going to go to another player. So you got to take care of all 3 things. And the first 2 things is attitude and academics. You got to stress that. Give us some on the academics.
Hey, man, you know, it's the 3 A's, man, and I thought it was a great thing you came up with, man. You know, first A is, you know, athletics get you looked at.
Yeah.
Academics get you recruited. Attitude determines everything.
Yes,
and I just think that is one of the greatest quotes I've heard, man, that you came up with. And hey, man, that's what it is. And you wish all those young men all 3 A's. You know, if you get all 3 A's, hey, man, you make an honor roll.
Yeah.
So you know, hey, let's get it going. Let's see what to do this year.
And as far as on the field, I think Monterey, I think they can win this game. I think they should win this game. Yeah. Let's jump into our last game of the top 10. Coronado Mustangs. The CU, as they calling it now. Because they had the sideline crunk. Coach Parr and all they coaches, every time they turn around, CU, they had it crunk. I like that. Will it result in a win?
Yeah.
You got Quay Gray over there at quarterback. He looked good.
Yeah, he did.
Noah Seifert looked good at wide receiver. Zach Stepp at tight end, and their defense was flying around.
Yeah, it was.
This is a new Coronado. I guess that's why they call it the CU. Ditch the Coronado. Let's go CU. Let's see CU against Weatherford.
Yeah, let's see.
Weatherford beat them last year and got up on them early by a lot. And Coronado came back, a furious comeback, but it fell short. I think this year it'll reverse. I think Coronado will get that win. I'm hoping they get that win.
Yeah.
Coach Parr's a great coach, and and I'm seeing what he's doing, getting rid of the ball quick, getting his players in space also, and it's working because he has some players that can take it to the house.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping, they turn it around this year. They were 3-7 last year, if I'm mistaken. And this year, and last year Coronado was, I call that season the season of missed opportunities. They had so many times to
they did.
win that game to get in the playoffs, and they just couldn't finish. If they finish this year, they'll be in the playoffs at this stage.
Yeah.
So give me a rundown on that.
Hey man, good game, another good game, tough matchup, on the Weatherford again. They played last year, and like you said, Coronado let it slip out of their hands last year. But you hopefully this year Coach Park can get those guys together and make a good run and be real competitive this year. I picked Coronado to make the playoffs this year in our preview show.
You did.
So, hey man, you just got to work hard and continue to be competitive and do what you got to do. I think it's a great matchup, man, starting the season off. Once again, I'll go back to what we said earlier. Tough games early make you real competitive late.
Yes, they do.
So, I'm ready to see that.
Yes, they do. And we want to give a shout out to two of you. I hope you guys do good this year.
Yeah.
So every team in the LC can do great this year. It's a lot of. There's Team Shallowater has the week off. So don't say why we didn't talk about them.
Yeah.
They had the week off. They'll play level in week 2. They'll of course be in the top 10.
Yes.
But I'm just hoping it's a lot of intrigue and a lot of teams that we want to see. What are they gonna do this year?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that last year. This year is so much optimism, positive optimism.
Yeah.
But like we said, man, we know y'all kids start school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hope you kids do great in school, man, and represent your schools. Like I was telling you, these kids got to understand that even when you're on Twitter, you're still representing your school.
Yeah.
When you're out at the at the parties and stuff like that, you are still representing your school.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all understand that, and they're gonna take care of y'all. You take care of them, man.
That's right.
Make it a 50-50, man, because it's a lot of kids that go into school with y'all that wish they could play football.
Yeah, they look up to y'all.
They look up to you guys.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they watching. So y'all already role models and don't know it yet.
Yeah.
So Vic, give us something, man, take us home.
Hey man, you like you said, man, I'm gonna piggyback off what you were saying about the kids, being respectful and doing the right thing, man. And that's what this show is about. We wish all the coaches and the kids luck out there, man. And you kids, man, like Jason said, you're not only representing your school, but you're representing your family name. Yeah. Always remember that your family is a very important part of your life, and make sure you carry yourself in a good manner, man, because you want your family to be proud of you, and that's all we ever ask the kids, and, and that's all Jason and myself, and me having a coaching career in YFL and youth sports. It wasn't all about the football. It was about teaching young men about life, period. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to all be successful and have an opportunity to be productive citizens.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes. All right. We're out of here, man. So we'll be back, with previews, reviews, statements, predictions. That's what we do. So we'll see y'all next week. Jason Pearson, Victor Hatchett, 806 HSSC TV. We out.
Peace.